The release of Way of the Hunter just around the corner, you guys, August 16th. The developers THQ Nordic and Nine Rocks Games have been sharing some species-specific pictures on their Instagram, and I want to talk about these because on these pictures that they've been sharing with us over on their Instagram, they show the need zone times. So in this video, I want to talk about need zones, how need zones are going to work in Way of the Hunter, how I'm hoping they're going to work, how I'm expecting them to work based on what we've seen, and kind of just talk about the way that respawns might work in the game as well, and kind of speculate as to what we might see in the game when it comes to the need zones of the different animals. A lot of speculation as to how things might work. A lot of people want it to work like Call of the Wild. A lot of people don't want it to work like Call of the Wild. We're going to get into this in depth in this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. Drop a like on it if you do. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's get straight into the video. So first things first, what is Way of the Hunter? So Way of the Hunter is a brand new hunting game that is coming August 16th. So just a few weeks away from its full release. It's going to be coming on PC, Xbox Series X and S, as well as PS5. This is an ambitious open world hunting game. The maps are going to be around twice the size of Call of the Wild maps. So a lot of hype surrounding this game. Big expectations from a lot of people around the community. It looks like it has massive potential. Everything that we've seen has been really breathtaking, and it's really exciting to see a brand new hunting game coming. And the game is coming from THQ Nordic and Nine Rocks Games. So Nine Rocks Games, these guys worked on DayZ, they worked on the Cabela's hunting games. They are not new to the open world, genre. So they've basically said that what they're hoping to do with this game is to take the hunting genre to another level. So we're talking about huge maps, lots of species on each map. But one of the big questions, and one of the big questions that I have, and one of the things that we don't really know about yet are, how are the need zones going to work? Are the animals going to have home ranges on the map? Are the home ranges going to be completely separate? Are there going to be overlapping schedules? How are these need zones going to work? Is it going to be like Call of the Wild where things are going to be kind of predictable? You're going to have different animals at different lakes drinking. They're going to always be at the same feed zone every day at that specific time. They're going to be at the exact same spot. Is it going to be a little bit more loose? Is it going to be a little bit more like classic where, these home ranges and these kind of schedules are a little bit more loose? Maybe the animals, they can move around and wander around within their home range. We don't really know, but we can speculate, and that's what I want to do in this video. I want to talk about like what I'm expecting, what I'm hoping for, and what I'm kind of thinking based on these schedules that we're seeing in these pictures that they have been posting on Instagram. So far we've got moose, we've got red deer, we've got American black bear, and this morning they posted pheasant. So we get a little bit of an in-depth kind of look and description of what the different species are, and we also get to see the recommended hit energy, so kind of like an integrity thing in Call of the Wild. So for example, red deer, 2,693 joules to 4,579 joules. We get a little bit of a look at kind of what kind of ammunition you're going to need for each species. And then down at the bottom, we've got their life cycle, as they're calling it on these pictures, and that is their schedule, their need zone schedule. So the first thing I noticed looking at these 4 species schedules that they're going to have in the game is they're all very similar. So all of these species rest at 0-100 hours. So after they rest, they go into feeding. Every single one of these species goes into feeding. So we've got 5 a.m. for moose, 5 a.m. for red deer, 4 a.m. for pheasant, 3 a.m. for black bear. So right off the bat, we're seeing that these schedules are all similar to each other. They all drink after that. 9 o'clock for moose, 9 o'clock for red deer, 7 o'clock for the black bear, and 8 o'clock for the pheasants. So, and this kind of continues all the way to the end of the day going into the evening. And every single species drinks again at night. So 2,200 for moose, 2,200 for red deer, 1,900 for black bear, and 2,000 hours for pheasant. So based on that, I think the animals are going to have different home ranges. Like there's not going to be a lot of overlap with the home ranges. If they're all drinking kind of right around relatively the exact same time, they're probably going to all be on different parts of the map rather than having a whole bunch of overlap. Black bear drinking with moose at the exact same time, and then pheasants coming in and out at the exact same time. And the other thing that I'm hoping is that these need zones and these schedules or life cycles that they're going to have in the game are relatively loose, right? So let's say, for example, if black bear drink in the bottom right of the map, or if that's their home range, right? Say the bottom right corner of the map is their home range. I'm hoping that it's a lot more loose than Call of the Wild. So like if you see a black bear, say you see a black bear right at the very bottom lake on the right, maybe that black bear the next day can be somewhere else totally different in that home range. Like it can be, 5 lakes north or something. Or I'm hoping that these schedules and that these life cycles, need zones, if you will, are a lot more loose than Call of the Wild, so it's not predictable, right? The animals can move around, wander around, so they have schedules, and that is realistic in real life. You know, it's totally realistic for them to add schedules for the different species of animals, but I'm hoping that they do have the ability to move around the map and wander about a little bit, so it's not totally predictable. So you know that, if you see a black bear, at one lake, it's not going to be the exact same spot. It's not going to be the exact same zone the next day, or maybe there won't even be zones, right? Hopefully, it'd be even better if these are just kind of loose schedules, not necessarily need zones, but maybe just, this is their life cycle. This is, they're going to be drinking at this time, but we don't know, you don't know where they're going to be wandering around. Different bears can be at different places, different times on any given day, and they just move around freely. That's what I'm hoping for, because I think that would give us the best hunting experience. I'm hoping that with Way of the Hunter, we get an experience that is a little bit less predictable, so we can get back to actually hunting and get that thrill of hunting and not knowing what to expect in an open world hunting video game. So that's what I'm hoping for. And then my next question is, how are respawns going to work? Is it going to be like Call of the Wild, where you shoot an animal, you harvest it, it respawns immediately somewhere over on the map, and then you can do a time reset to get things back into their home ranges? There's so many different things to kind of take into account here, and so many questions that I have. I'm so curious how it's going to work in this game, and I really do hope that it is a little bit more unpredictable and a little bit more random. But yeah, seeing the schedules, we got to keep in mind that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to have specific need zones and always be at the same exact place on any given day in the game. It just means that they're running on a schedule. They drink between, let's say, black bear, for instance, 7 to 10 a.m. But hopefully, they'll have their home range and they can just drink anywhere in that home range, wander about freely. Then that would be totally cool to have that, because even in Classic, animals do have their home ranges. Another really cool thing is pheasants have drink times, so that's really cool. Pheasants drink from 8 until 12, so a 4-hour drink time. That's kind of cool. That's something that we don't see a lot in Call of the Wild, is some of the more upland and woodland birds actually having drink times. So that's really cool. I wonder if every species is actually going to have times when they drink. I wonder if that's even going to be the meta. In Call of the Wild, we always hunt the drink times. Maybe in Way of the Hunter, that won't be the case. Maybe it won't really be any easier to actually hunt the drink times than hunting the feed times. I mean, I would love to just have an experience where you're kind of hunting through the forest. You don't know what to expect. Maybe sometimes when the animals are drinking or feeding or resting, they don't even follow that specifically. Maybe they can do their own thing a little bit. Maybe the AI is a little bit smarter and that it can actually veer off from its actual schedule and do other things and do things that are unpredictable. And hopefully we're going to see animals fighting and doing things that animals do out in the wild. So it's a really cool thing to think about. Really curious, really excited for Way of the Hunter. I'm hoping to get early access. Still waiting to hear back about that. I'll keep you guys posted as to whether or not that's going to be a thing. But August 16th, regardless, is the full release, and we're definitely going to be playing it on the channel. Really excited for the game. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. What do you guys think about the need zones, the life cycles, the schedules? How do you guys think it's going to work? How do you want it to work? Would love to hear what you guys have to say about that subject. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed the video. It helps the channel a whole bunch, and I really appreciate it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're on the road to 30,000 subscribers, and we're only 400 or 600 away or something. But thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys as always in the next one.